Inside Michigan basketball, delivered by UPS. Rebuilding programs and winning games in the Big Ten isn't easy. I mean, John Beilein and the Wolverines fans would love to have Nick Stauskas and Trey Burke and Mitch McGary and Glenn Robinson and Tim Hardaway every year. That's not realistic. They'd love to lead by 20 and cruise through the Big Ten part of their schedule. That's not reality either. So freshmen have to step forward, and they have at times this season. But Michigan has to be determined. The other day, against Ohio State, they were on the losing end of a bad decision in Columbus. They got ready for their game Saturday night against Northwestern, a scrappy ball club who plays better on the road than they do at home. Michigan's message to their team, don't let the last game affect this one.
And we got to compete. This has been a big word here, that how hard we're going to compete everywhere, on the glass, on the floor, loose balls at half court, everywhere. And I just can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. All right, so the bounce back, Michigan always bounces back. One of the keys of our success over our best years, never lose 2 in a row, never. Right? Once we got in the Big Ten, it didn't happen. Right? As long as you keep doing that, you're going to end up above 500 in your league. So that's the whole thing. They're angry. They hate to lose. It is innate with them. It's not going to happen. All right, this is a winnable game. I love a Saturday night game. Yes. Right, a Saturday night game. We're going to go get this W because we need a nice Saturday night, right? We need a nice Saturday night, a nice Sunday. Let's get this win. Let's go.
I'm going to do something that's really excellent today. I have a guest speaker. I'd like to invite the gentleman up from Chesterton, right outside of Chesterton, Crown Point, Spike Albrecht. Come on up to the front. And feel free to get a group your best rendition of what you think Coach B.A. would have to say to the group.
All right, BA just called me, but I don't have much to say. You know, I wish I could be out there with you guys. I'm sorry, but like the coaches have said, next man up. The most important thing is go out there and play with confidence and that swag and get one back. You know, we don't lose 2 in a row, and as everyone always says, no one comes into Chrysler and plays harder than we do. So let's take care of business.
Yeah.
This one started at a frantic pace. Both teams had their shooting eye focused. For Michigan, it was a mix from Derek Walton and Caris LeVert. For the visitors, Jershon Cobb hit a pair of triples, and they took an early 11-10 lead. Michigan then made it a track meet and sprinted out on an 11-0 run, keyed by LeVert, who seemed to do it all.
LeVert weaves his way. Step back 3 on the way. Money!
Yes, LeVert, are you for real?
It was 21-11. The Wolverines extended the lead to 14 thanks to a pair of freshman buckets. First from Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman, and then a nifty move inside from Cam Chapman. Northwestern pushed back, though, that included a 3-point play from their 7-foot center, Alex Ola. While Michigan went cold, shooting just 2 of 11 during the stretch, Ola kept getting it deep in the paint where he's most comfortable, and he pulled the Cats within 3 at 29-26. He did the heavy lifting to keep the visitors close, and then Vic Law hit a fadeaway to give Northwestern a 1-point lead at the break, 32-31. Michigan scored just 6 points in the final 9:46 of the first half and struggled to start the second. Derek Walton, though, drilled a 3, followed by Alex Ola, who picked up where he left off inside, only to watch Max Bielfeldt answer. He hit a lay-in and a knockdown big-time triple to force a 39 all-tie. Nip and tuck throughout from there. The Wolverines surged back in front after a Derek Walton triple, his 4th of the night, a career high for the sophomore.
LeVert shoulder shakes. Takes it right side, a kick out. Walton wide open for 3. Got it!
Speaking of threes, Zach Irvin had been void of one all night. Hadn't even made a field goal, but cashed in with 3.5 left, and U of M led it 53-49.
It was an off game for me today, but I was just trying to do other things other than score the basketball out there. When I was able to make a big shot late, which gave us a lot of momentum when we were able to close the game out.
But Northwestern wouldn't go away until a freshman in maize and blue put them away.
Feeds Rahman. Eyes the 3. Bang! What a shot by the freshman! And Michigan leads by 4 with under a minute to go.
My teammates and my coaches instill confidence in us every day to take those big shots, and I was just ready and prepared.
I knew when Rock was in there, you know, he was going to make some big plays, and you know, the last one he did hit, I was 70 side waiting for that rebound, but you know, I had a feeling it was going in. It was just too good to be true.
We see him do this in practice. You know, just when Aubrey had a great game against Illinois, you know, people didn't see that. We see it in practice every day. Sam Muhammad, you know, our freshmen keep growing and getting better each day, but we just got to keep going forward.
Rahman had a career best in every category, but the Wildcats would have one last shot only to come up short. Michigan hangs on 56-54, extends their winning streak to 7 in the series, and reaches 4-2 in Big Ten play.
Big shot, man, with a great pass, right? Great pass. Great pass. So it just shows you when you have a lot of passion, right? You play together, anything can happen. We didn't certainly, they forced us, and we didn't have our best game, but we still get a W, right? 4-2 in this league, right? 4-2 in the league. Terrific thing for us to be right now, right? 4-2, moving forward with 3 home and 3 away.
I couldn't have been prouder of the guys. You know, we had a ton of guys step up, especially some of the younger guys. You know, Muhammad, Max gave us quality minutes, all kinds of guys, you know, making big plays down the stretch.
How did we play? How did we play? It's Michigan. So we're going to be champions.
Well, there's an old phrase in basketball and sports, really, gut check time. Your club had a gut check win against Northwestern, didn't it?
It was a great win for us, really. We had battling a lot of adversity without Spike in the lineup, without, you know, Ricky Doyle was sick, Zach Irvin's been sick, and we still got a win. And so, thank goodness, we had great high-character kids on the team. They played with great passion. They love Michigan. They laid it all out on the floor today, and we somehow came up with a victory.
94 straight games played by Spike Albrecht. Folks, he had never missed a game in his competitive career, not through junior high, not through high school, not through college either. So at practice the day before, you turn to Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman and you say, you're going to start. Why do that instead of the Cam Chapman who started at the beginning of the game?
We had shifted the whole team over and moved guys around in positions to give us a better opportunity to score. And with that being said, we said, what is the minimal change we can do? And give Muhammad a start. He hasn't distinguished himself in games, but who knows what he can do. Sort of a gut check on my part, what can we do? And if it doesn't work to start the game, right, Cam or Aubrey give us other options. So it's worked to start the game, and then it worked down the stretch because he played the quality minutes down the stretch.
Yeah, we've seen different freshmen step forward. Case in point, Aubrey Dawkins in the Big Ten opener against Illinois, Rahman in this game here. How much confidence does that give a freshman moving forward, knowing that I've done it before and I'm on the floor in crunch time?
That's all they need, Matt, is a little bit of positive reinforcement that they get, not from me, actually being out there, going about it and getting it done. And as a result, that's huge for him. All our guys now, Ricky, Cam, Aubrey, and Muhammad, have made these big positive steps in the right direction. Mark Donnell as well, who is really a freshman. So we just need little parts, and then they need to do it more. And then they need. And the biggest thing, Matt, is they got to do it in practice. Our guys are very up and down in practice as well, and that's another part of their maturity. They got to learn to practice hard and perform well so that the coaches have trust in them.
Your best player was your best player, Karis LeVert. He did everything for you, didn't he?
He was terrific today in this basketball game, and we went to him over and over again down the stretch because here's one thing, he can get to the rim. The other thing that he does really good is that he sees the floor, and he made the big pass out to Muhammad, who hit the 3. And that's huge. I mean, we put confidence in Muhammad there. He put confidence in him. He could have tried to score himself. But he's lightning quick, and we want the ball in his hands as much as we can.
As good as the home game turned out for the Wolverines, the first game of the week was just as disappointing. We'll give you highlights and explain what happened in Columbus after this. Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
Had to love the intensity in the building and on both benches at the start. Zach Irvin got involved early for the Wolverines. He drilled a triple and then hit a baseline jumper. While Ohio State got a couple of early dunks, it was tied at 9 at the first media timeout. U of M actually would lead at 12-9, but then it was all Ohio State. They got a couple of triples from really good-looking freshman D'Angelo Russell, and OSU went on an 8-0 run. They extended their lead to 24-14 thanks to a couple of jumpers from reserve Cam Williams, while U of M was missing 8 straight shots before Karis LeVert drained a 3. But the Buckeyes controlled the glass and took advantage of Michigan's sloppy play.
Thompson off the inbound, up right-handed push shot from the baseline. Then he stole the inbound, beat Scott for an easy layup. John Beilein calls the timeout.
At the beginning of the game, we were kind of shot for shot with them. And then Derek got in some foul trouble. And then, I don't know, our energy died down a little bit, and they went on a little run.
The Buckeyes would end the half on a 30-12 run, shooting 48% in the half, forcing 8 Michigan turnovers, dominating the paint, and they held a heavy advantage on the glass as well. Ohio State led it comfortably at the break, 39-24.
We came back in here at halftime, went down 15. With the thing was try to get to the free throw line. We were able to do that late, but it was when the game got out of hand. We just got to be strong and tough and then get to the basket.
Not much change to start the second half either. OSU began on an 11-0 run, led by as many as 29 at one point. The Wolverines decided to go with a younger lineup and played with some heart and hustle, but the margin was way too large to make up. D'Angelo Russell stayed aggressive throughout. He led everybody with 21. The Wolverines, in the meantime, got 11 from Zach Irvin that included a few deep makes.
To Walton, right back to Irvin, a deep 3, ring it up.
But the floor tilted for the home team that ended up shooting 49%, putting 3 in double figures. Russell led the way, Sam Thompson added a dozen, and Birmingham native Amir Williams had 4 dunks for 10 points. Michigan received a 14-point performance from LeVert, 11 from Irvin, and Mark Donnell added 8 off the bench, his first points in Big Ten play this year. The Buckeyes win it going away 71-52, dropping Michigan to 3-2 in conference play.
On the road, we got to create our own energy. I mean, we don't have a crowd rooting for us. We got everybody against us. We just got to be all we got. We got to do it by ourselves.
The Michigan women had just one game this week. While the men were beating the Wildcats at home, they were coming back from double digits down to win in Evanston. The story is next.
Sophomore Danielle Williams is not one of Michigan's top scorers or rebounders, but she's definitely a difference maker. Since breaking into the starting lineup a month ago, the team's identity has shifted. The Wolverines are flying around, using all 94 feet to change the tempo of the game to Michigan's advantage.
My teammates give me so much confidence, and they just tell me to play hard, and that's, at the end of the day, all that really matters is playing hard and just doing your best. And also the coaching staff is great because they're just like, they tell me little things to help me improve my game, and also if I make a mistake, just to shake it off. And then my other teammates on the bench are just so encouraging, and I think it's nice to be able to come out and kind of set the tone defensively and offensively going in transition and just being able to distribute and get my teammates the ball.
Danielle missed part of her freshman season with a broken finger, but she's bounced back and is making her mark.
Going from freshman to sophomore year, knowing what you're doing a little bit more, being a little bit more established, and having an idea of what's going to come and what it takes to win games, what it takes to learn from losses, and just to keep striving to get better. I think that understanding what coach wants and trying to just do what she wants and what the team needs at the time is very important. I think I've just really tried to do that.
She comes from an athletic family. Her sister Jasmine ran track at Notre Dame, and her twin Dominique plays basketball at UCLA. Danielle helped lead St. Mary's High School in Phoenix to 3 state titles and a national championship. She was the student body president and member of the National Honor Society.
The common theme is winning and knowing how to win and knowing how to change things that happen when you lose games, and how to change things so you win that game next time instead of losing that game.
Danielle is focused on declaring a major, but needs just a little more time to decide.
I'm going to go into psych, maybe minor in business, but I really, I'm kind of interested in law, but I really like fashion and all those different kind of things too, so I'm not too entirely sure. Education and just knowledge is so key, and just to be able to learn and to relate to people, have conversations with people, and just learn different things about the world, different things about yourself, and different things about people is just such a wonderful thing.
Danielle and the Wolverines played just one game last week, traveling to Northwestern to take on the Wildcats. Michigan took an 8-game winning streak against Northwestern into the contest, and it looked early as if that streak would end. Northwestern ran out to a 9-0 lead and led by as many as 13 points in the first half. But the Wolverines chipped into the lead with senior Saisha Goree heating up inside. Meanwhile, Shannon Smith made a couple of circus shots and Michigan pulled within 4 points at the half. The Wolverines hit their first 7 shots to start the final 20 minutes. Smith hit another incredible shot and watched the Sierra Thompson 3-point shot fall to tie the game at 36. Danielle Williams' only bucket of the game gave Michigan their first lead, and they never gave it up. Smith and Thompson led the Maize and Blue with 20 points each, and Goree added 18 as the Wolverines rolled to an impressive 73-66 come-from-behind win on the road. The Wolverines hit the road again on Thursday when they visit Iowa. Michigan's next home game isn't until January 26th when they host Illinois at Chrysler Center. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
This week's Alro Steel Ironman of the Week is Bo Sandoval. His job is to make student athletes bigger, faster, stronger, and healthier. No one in the country does it better than Bo Sandoval, who works with the men's lacrosse and women's basketball teams. The Baton Rouge native was recently named the National Collegiate Assistant Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Year.
I wouldn't say there's a driving force when you're getting your education and you're building coaching experience that tells you I want to work for years and years and years, countless hours with all these teams and athletes and coaches so that I can win this award. It's kind of a byproduct of just keeping your head down in the trenches and plugging away and helping coaches and athletes achieve their goals.
Different jobs call for different tasks, and they're measured by different standards. For a coach like Bo, we wanted to know how he measures success here in the weight room.
There's so many day-to-day battles and so many developmental components that goes into a competitive athlete, and then they're just a microcosm of the competitive team, what we actually put out in the field of play or in the court. And so the measurables are daily, and they're minute by minute.
Good job, team!
I have a need, a yearning to work with highly competitive athletes and coaches. So the level of what they're successful in terms of championships or what league they're playing in, things like that, has never been a huge motivator for me as much as the attitude that I'm working with or the individual, the coach that I'm working with.
Bo says he doesn't do his job for glory. His focus is much broader in scope.
We're constantly striving to serve the university's athletic department in terms of how we represent ourselves, how we interact with the rest of the country in the world of strength and conditioning and its governing bodies in the sports science world as well. So it's something we take a lot of pride in, and like I said, the drivers are not necessarily the championships and all the things that are the awesome byproducts, but it's the day-to-day grind and the look to progress and the look to excel. Those are the things that excite us.
And the university takes a lot of pride in people like Bo Sandoval. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kingersky.
Coffee with Coach Beilein, presented by Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Coach, this week from Jamie and Flint, with Rutgers and Maryland joining the Big Ten, you have 8 teams. You only play once. Do you like the current 18-game schedule?
You know, the good old-fashioned where you play everybody twice and there's 18 games with 10 teams in the league and the old Big Ten, that'd be perfect. But you can't talk enough about what this, by expanding this league, how good it is. What I like is there's equity in it, that if you don't play a team twice, you will at some time down the line. Sometimes it was only TV driven. And so this at least gives us, we're going to play a couple teams and you might not play them the next year. I think they've lined up the schedule pretty good. Sometimes you'll be lucky and play some teams that are having tough years. Sometimes you'll be very unlucky. You have a heck of a team and play all the monsters. You just got to play.
It's one thing going to Evanston or West Lafayette, Champaign-Urbana, Breslin Center. You're used to going there in that environment. Your team's never been to Rutgers. Is that a big deal?
I don't think so. Okay. I mean, because our whole team is that we only got 5 guys that ever have played in college away games on this team right now. So I think that is that's a big part of our guys go in another arena. We'll get there. We'll have a shoot around Tuesday. We'll hopefully get used to it and be better from it.
It's worked against Nebraska in the past. Good luck against the Scarlet Knights.
All right. Thank you very much.
As always, John Beilein of the Wolverines now 4-2 in Big Ten play as they head to New Jersey for the first time since Rutgers joins the Big Ten. We're glad you could join us on this week's edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. We invite you back next week. We'll recap the game against the Scarlet Knights and the Wisconsin Badgers. All that. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go blue. Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS, is brought to you in part by Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines.